यार ये तो गिरने वाला है.
कोई नहीं, गिर जाएगा, इट्स ओके, हम गिरे हुए में से उठा लेंगे.
This is though, I mean, I hope people are watching. I've grown up on Yash Chopra films.
We would take
So, I mean, that's one director I would have loved to meet at least. अब तो possible नहीं है. But शायद कभी सपने में आ जाए.
मजा आया. मेरे 2-4 सवाल गिर गए.
What is this question? I thought interviews were easier.
Hi, this is Dad Shukla from Take One Film, and today I have with me Jitin Gulati. A very warm welcome, Jitin.
Hi Siddharth, thank you so much.
Finally, we're meeting.
Yeah, finally. Can you imagine?
And I at least expected we will be meeting like this.
But it's a good thing, no?
Playing Jenga.
I'm nervous.
I gave him a shocker, like हम Jenga खेलने वाले हैं. How are you? क्या चल रहा है सब?
आजकल तो अपने बारे में बात चल रही है बहुत, प्रोजेक्ट्स के बारे में बात चल रही है, and mostly I'm looking back of what I've done. You know, a lot of people are asking about the projects, so I think it's a time to look back and see what have I done right and how can I improve.
On that note, I'm going to talk to you a lot about your work. So, are we ready to play Jenga?
I'm nervous.
Okay, so the drill is
एक
एक ब्लॉक निकालते जाना, and then you know जो भी इस पे क्वेश्चन आएगा, I'm gonna talk to you about it. You don't have to like necessarily answer to that specific question. It's just a topic or something, and we're gonna talk about that for a little bit, and then we'll move ahead to the next Jenga block. But अगर ये collapse हो जाता है, so I have dares for you, which are, trust me, easier than the questions.
I thought interviews were easier.
You saw it already, na?
No.
Okay, can you show it to the camera? क्या लिखा है?
If you could erase one moment from your career.
Not career doesn't necessarily mean the projects you have done, but maybe when
I
since
don't
the
want
time
to erase any career, any project
कुछ भी
from
नहीं
my,
ना?
yeah, no, nothing.
nothing like that.
No.
Since the time you started to now, ऐसा कोई भी moment नहीं आया कि I wish ये नहीं होता, हुआ होता.
You know, sometimes you meet certain people. I think, but I also feel यार सिद्धार्थ जो भी होता है ना, in the long run, it's always redirecting you to the right things. So I don't think so there's anything wrong or anything, you know, there's no misdirection in life. If you are led somewhere in life, it's because you were supposed to learn something, and the universe is redirecting you to a bigger thing.
Right.
So as much as I sometimes feel यार कि I wish I had avoided some, I had not met some people. Projects के लिए कभी नहीं. I think all the projects that I've done, I'm very proud of. But sometimes you feel that for people. But I think there's a lesson, there's an education in everybody you meet as well.
Like they say, you win or learn.
You always learn.
Yeah, either you win or you learn.
Yeah, and it's better if you learn so that you're very well prepared when something big happens to you.
Yeah. And मैं कल ही कुछ देख रहा था जिसमें लिखा हुआ था. I think I was watching this Angry Young Men जिसमें सलीम साहब was saying कि failure इतना बर्बाद नहीं करता जितना इंसान को success बर्बाद कर सकता है.
That is so true.
है ना,
That
like
is so true. And success at the early age, I think, I don't know, somehow, you know, failure क्या होता है ना, it lets you to see yourself inward, and there's always a chance to improve. With success, वो नहीं है.
we forget actually.
Yeah,
We
I
don't
think
realize.
success really teaches you nothing. Success important है सिद्धार्थ हमारी इंडस्ट्री में confidence के लिए. You know, that is important. Also, success is more about how the world perceives you. You know, success is how the world is seeing your value today. Failure is yours.
Yeah.
Failure में कोई साथ नहीं होता. Failure आपका होता है.
अपना.
आप उसके बारे में सोचते हो, उससे सीखते हो और आगे बढ़ते हो. Success is for the world.
Right.
It of course it helps to build confidence because somehow people see you differently. But I really feel failure is the best teacher.
What's the idea of success for you?
I don't have an idea of success. I have an idea of happiness. Success का मतलब, as I said, success लोगों के नज़रिए में होती है. You know, when I was in the bank, I was an associate vice president.
Wow.
I was successful in people's eyes.
Right.
But I was, as much as I used to love there because the organization was great and the people I was working with were great, but I had no vision of myself as a banker.
Okay.
I was, मतलब मैं रोज़ यही सोचता था कि यार एक्चुअली था क्या कि मैं नोएडा में काम करता था और मेरी एक्टिंग क्लासेस और सब कुछ वर्कशॉप्स ना जीके में होती थी. सुबह मैं whenever I should drive to office ना, I used to feel कि मैं कब अपनी life में left turn लूँगा.
Ah.
So that was, and I wouldn't say I was unhappy, but I was very dissatisfied with what I was doing because I was not going somewhere.
Not content with what you
I was
were
not
doing.
going anywhere.
Right.
Right? So लोगों के लिए तो मैं बहुत successful था. I was earning pretty well. I was doing well. I was moving forward. I was in a foreign bank, but I was not happy. Right? Today, I don't know how successful people deem me as.
Right.
I'm sure people see me as a failure. Some of them see me as a failure also because
To
इस लाइन में ना
which-
रिस्पेक्ट थोड़ा लेट आती है.
I know. Especially from the place where you come actually, because like you said, bank में when you were working for them, you were like वो एक
एक स्टैचर है ना, स्टैचर है.
yeah.
यहाँ पे suddenly you are in an uncertain world and
Yeah.
you're starting from the beginning. तो I mean for a lot of people maybe it's failure, but I'm happy. I'm happy what the actor that I'm becoming, the person that I'm becoming, what I'm learning, the mistakes that I'm making, and the fact that चाहे slow रहा हो, but steadily I am moving forward. I think that's the most important thing.
The amazing work you're doing. मैं उस दिन I asked you, I remember मैं पूछा था शीर कोरमा कहाँ और कब रिलीज हो रही है. I really want to watch
आप
it.
फराज से पूछिए.
Because ऐसे फोमो आते रहते, कोई ना कोई देख के कहीं से तो देख के आ जाता ना. I'm like कहाँ देख रहे हैं ये लोग शीर कोरमा.
They've been trying to sell to OTTs, but I guess they have certain issues with, because it is talking about a community, it is talking about a religion as well. So I think maybe there are certain
right.
things that they don't go down well maybe with channels and platforms, but we are trying. And I really want it to come out because it's a very good film.
And the cast is amazing.
Oh, amazing. My opportunity to work with Shabana ji, Divya,
Exactly.
and Swara
Swara.
at the same time, these amazing.
What are you playing in that?
I'm playing Divya's brother.
Oh, okay. That I didn't understand. मुझे ये तो समझ में आ गया. It's a queer couple. I think Divya's character
Divya
and
ma'am and
Swara's.
Swara ji are a queer couple. Shabana ji is our mother. Divya and I'm playing the brother.
Amazing. Next one.
ये तो गिरने वाला
इसमें कुछ तो लिखा है. कोई नहीं गिर गया तो भी हम से उसमें से select कर लेंगे. What does it say?
Co-star.
Can you show it to the camera?
Dream co-star.
कभी ऐसा आया है you feel like okay, so you said you were initially like पढ़ाई के बाद you started working in a bank and then you started your acting classes, तो obviously acting was there in your mind. ठीक है. Always, right? बचपन से?
बचपन से.
Since that this telephone time?
Yeah, always.
Okay. So ऐसा आया था कि okay मुझे either या तो ये बनना है या उसके साथ काम करना है. Who were you a big fan of growing up?
So my education in acting, because I'm not gone to a training school.
अच्छा.
मैं देख के ही सीखा है.
Okay.
तो मैंने मिस्टर बच्चन को देखा है,
Yeah.
श्रीदेवी जी को देखा है, माधुरी दीक्षित को देखा है, अनिल कपूर को देखा है, आमिर खान, शाहरुख सर, recent years में इरफान सर, all the younger actors, Ranveer. I love Vicky's work now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, मतलब कितने wholesome actors and they are so good with everything. So I have learnt basically by watching. But if more than a dream co-star, the one growing up, I've grown up on Yash Chopra films.
We were discussing.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's one director I would have loved to meet at least. अब तो possible नहीं है. But शायद कभी सपने में आ जाए. But yeah, growing up, I was heavily influenced by his work. My sense of aesthetics, my sense of emotions, acting, सही गलत, जिंदगी की मैंने बहुत चीज़ें ना उनकी फिल्मों से सीखे हैं.
जिंदगी की भी.
हाँ, of course. Because his films were, I think they were very progressive.
Right.
As much as they relied heavily on emotions and with big stars and great songs, but they always spoke about the basics of life. जो I think, which helped me a lot, and I've always remembered those things. So I think if there's a dream co-star, I think the one dream director I would say is Mr. Yash Chopra.
Amazing. I had a question about the directors list also, but I'm glad you answered. पता नहीं आता है निकल के नहीं आता. But which of the Yash Chopra's films is your favorite?
So Silsila. So I've seen all of his works from Dharmputra to.
Oh, back उतना पुराने से.
Yeah, मैंने उनकी सारी. I have read books also.
You're a true fan. हाँ.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So Waqt, but the point was he used to make these big films, and the emotions were so contained and so strong, and
Yeah.
such great actors. So, but one of my favorite films, is Lamhe.
Lamhe, right, right.
It's an all-time classic.
That was way ahead of its time. अभी भी नहीं बन रही है वो वैसे.
बननी भी नहीं चाहिए. उसका रीमेक नहीं बनना चाहिए. Please. वो बन गई मतलब.
Something should be untouched. Some
Of course,
films,
those films you see Dil To Pagal Hai today.
yeah.
Can we do that cinematography today? Can we do that production design today? I'm sure we can, but at that time, 25 years back, Siddharth,
Yeah, with that feel.
with that feel, the songs,
Right, right,
it's
right.
one of the biggest chart busters.
I know, and especially the way it starts also. Mohabbat kya hai, and it was a very unusual beginning at that point of time.
And a very simple story. You know, the other
know.
thing is, his storylines were one lines.
Ha.
It's a love triangle. It's
Right.
about this man, he's looking for a perfect girl, and the setup is the theater.
Right, 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 right.
Yeah, but I think Lamhe is one thing which I really feel it was way ahead of its time then. It's still way ahead of its
Of its time. I don't think
Still.
people are going to understand today also.
as much as I feel.
2024.
I mean, for me, the ending still. I sometimes feel, did it work? Did it not? But that's like a personal thing. But it's still way ahead of its time in every aspect. And what performances?
Amazing, right?
What performances? I mean, both Mr. Kapoor and Sridevi ji.
They're very nice. Very nice. Two characters they played. Amazing.
Younger, older, younger, older.
Yeah.
Reverse.
It's
And it's
pretty
like two
amazing.
different souls. You're watching two different souls.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, but his films.
Inspire you, and I'm sure you're going to do something similar one day for sure. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Next block.
यार ये तो गिरने वाला है.
कोई नहीं, गिर जाएगा. इट्स ओके, हम गिरे हुए में से उठा लेंगे.
गिरे लोग हैं हम.
गिर के उठने वाले.
अच्छा ये कुछ खिल रहा है.
क्या खिल रहा है?
Working on television.
So मुझे ये पूछना था कि okay, firstly I don't know, have you worked on television?
I've
Just off
done
the
a
camera.
show for Sony,
हाँ.
which ran for 4 months. I shot for that for 10 months. It was a limited series.
अच्छा.
तो मैंने कभी डेली नहीं किया है. बट ऐसा नहीं है कि मैंने ट्राई नहीं किया.
मुझे वही पूछना था कि have you ever tried daily वाला thing, because when you're living alone, managing finances, managing your daily life and everything, it is a practical aspect. No matter, I understand you want to do something, but then वो भी चीज़ है तो कभी, and I've heard there's like if you continue working on TV, it's a lot of money over there.
Oh, a lot of money.
Right. So कभी ऐसा temptation आया कि चलो, meanwhile I'm not getting good projects or something, let me do something on television.
Yeah, my decisions in my career are not based on temptations. Matlab, it is about if it works and if it's going to take me forward. So
Got it.
आज भी if I get, let's say, great money on television, if I am not doing it, it's not because कि यार temptation नहीं है या वो सब है. It's just that where am I going ahead in my life and in my career? I have tried for television. I have tried a lot. I don't think so. I've been very lucky with that.
Achha.
There were times when I had signed a show and it was not starting. There was a time when I had done workshops for a show and it did not start. There was a time when I had signed a contract and I had met the channel, the show did not start. There were some 8 shows like that over the years.
This
So
was in
I-
the beginning?
In the beginning. So yeah, from 2012 to 2000, as late as 2019. 2019, I was supposed to do a show which got pushed because the producers, the family had a problem.
Acha.
And then it got pushed and I was doing Bombay Meri Jaan and then they replaced me because I was in a very different look.
But I think that because Bombay Meri Jaan was really nice, that
Yeah, I
was
think
so
whatever
good.
happens
Yeah.
in that sense happens for good. But I think television is a great medium, yeah. You literally get to earn, you get to hone your craft so much. I've done television for 10 months, but having the camera on you for 18 hours,
Yeah.
it took away all the inhibitions I had. So it's a great medium if used well. And the
Right.
kind of popularity you get.
Yeah,
No
TV
doubt.
तो गाँव बच्चा
No. So it's a great medium if used well.
Right, amazing. Next one.
बस अब हो
गिरने
गया.
दो, कोई बात नहीं. You're very good at this, by the way.
Reality shows.
Yeah.
Reality shows.
Have you ever been offered?
Yeah.
या फिर हुआ है?
Yeah. क्या रियलिटी शोज ना देखो मेरा क्या है कि एज अ पर्सन आई एम वेरी शाई राइट सो रियलिटी शोज ना you have to be a certain person. That's also, you have to create a certain person to be on a reality show. If a reality show is about talent, you know, जैसे dance show था, I tried for झलक दिखला जा.
Oh.
Yeah. So if it's about talent, you know, and I'm a trained dancer. So
Really? Which
yeah,
forms?
Jazz. I train in
Wow.
jazz. So अगर वो हो जाता मेरा तो मैं ज़रूर करता.
अच्छा.
But I won't be able to do reality because the kind of person I am, I think I'll be very boring on camera. I won't serve the show. So I don't mind reality. I think there's space for every kind of work, you know, content, and people watch it. The fact that people watch it, which means there's space for that, right?
Yeah, of course.
Otherwise, वो चलते ही नहीं.
Right.
Some of the
Back
biggest
to back, does the
ratings,
seasons आ रहे हैं मतलब?
Of course.
Yeah.
Look at the ratings of Big Boss, yeah.
Right, right.
So of course there is a space for that. There are people, you know, who watch it, but I don't know if I'll be good at that. So that's why I want to avoid it.
But it'll be amazing to you know, see you on screen, be it any medium, film, series or television, whatever, to play a dancer.
I would love to do that.
Jazz. Can we just
Let's manifest that as
let's
well.
manifest it. Let's spread it out. Yeah, let's spread it out. But I would love to. Yeah, I'm sure all of us would love, because we've not done anything like that
No,
earlier.
nothing. I don't think so. Even people think that, you know, I don't think so. I look like somebody who can dance.
I would have never imagined if you hadn't told me.
I've trained for 7 years.
And you sing also.
Yeah.
You recorded something. We can say it.
Yeah, yeah.
How?
It's
You
going to come out.
record-
I've recorded with Pratichi Mohapatra, you know, one of the Viva
Yeah,
guys.
I know.
Yeah, so I've recorded a song. It's a cover of an old song. It should come out, I think, next month.
Ah, so you've lent your voice for that.
Yes.
And you're featuring in the video also. Is there a video?
Yeah.
Oh wow, nice. You're multi-talented, man. Let's do this. What is
Director's wish list.
it? We just spoke about it,
This
but
is,
you can add more.
This is though, I mean, I hope people are watching. I would love to be, I would love to work with Mr. Bansali. Yaar.
Ah,
I think that's one director, because I've grown up watching him. So I'll tell you my director's wish list. When I was growing up, I used to love Mani sir's work.
oh yeah.
Mani Ratnam. I think Bombay, Dil Se is still, matlab, such a great film. I watched it recently again. And a lot of his Tamil films, Iruvar. I mean, so Mani sir is one from, you know, our legends, is somebody I would want to
And
work
even
with.
his recent work, Ponniyin Selvan, was so good.
Then I am a huge fan of Shekhar Kapoor's Mr. India. The kind of filmography he had,
Right.
whether it was Bandit Queen, then making Mr. India, then making
Bandit Queen.
Bandit Queen, then doing Elizabeth,
Yeah.
then making Will. So I mean, crazy. And Mr. Bansali. In the space right now, people who are making a lot of good OTT work, I like Avinash Arun's work a lot. I like Neeraj Khaiwan's work a lot.
Yeah.
I like Randeep Jha's Khora. Khora is one of my favorite shows from last year.
It was very good.
Mr. Motwani.
Right.
You know, so and I've also worked with a few of them. I wanted to work with Mr. Neeraj Pandey, Mr. Shujat Saudagar. I would love to work with him again. Mr. Bijoy Nambia.
Oh, yeah.
So I think these people. In fact, when Shaitan released, I had messaged him
Oh.
that I
What
want
did
to
he
work
say?
with him. I want
Acha.
to work, you know, and can I meet you or can I test
Yeah,
for
yeah,
you?
yeah.
And it so happened 10 years later. 10 years later, I tested for him. Yeah.
But imagine, I don't know, did he recollect that message? Yeah, फिर he saw some of your work and then.
No. I went through
Audition.
casting.
Acha,
Kala, I
okay,
went through
audition.
casting. I mean, I had actually gone to test for some other some other role. So in Kala, the role that Rohan Mehra plays,
Haan.
I had tested for that first.
Acha, okay.
And then the day I went for the test, I did the test and they said that Rohan is locked for that. So I asked them, is there any other thing? Because I want to work with
Yeah.
Mr. Nambiar. And he said there's one part which is of a transgender.
Yeah.
Will you be okay doing it? Very exciting part. Trishan, my casting director, said ke try kar. So I said, yaar, I was in the Bombay Meri Jaan look then. I was in a gangster, very bad facial hair. And I said, how will I convince the director? I'm nowhere close to looking like a woman.
Right.
With that look. And I said, I don't want to show a bad audition. But he gave me the script. 2 days I prepped, and I was literally about to call him saying that, yaar, nahi karte. I don't want to do a bad one.
Right.
But then I did the test, and then as soon as I did my first take, he's like, I have to show it to Bijoy.
Wow.
And then it worked out.
Amazing, amazing. But like you said, Mr. Bansali is there. So, abhi aisa, I think for you sent, I think Mr. Nambiar the text you wanted to work with him. But you often do that, sometimes trying to reach out. For
Of
example,
course.
Sanjay Leela Bansali.
Of course.
Just say.
Look, I don't have his number. I don't even know if he accesses his number. But you try and
path.
meet. Yeah, you try and meet via casting directors. You try and meet via their production people or the ADs that are working with. But I would love to work with him, and I'll always try and reach out myself to the directors that I want to work with.
Right. How was the initial audition years for you? Like, because हम बाहर से आते हो, you're absolutely clueless.
Yeah.
And मुझे तब पता नहीं क्या था वो आराम नगर वाला thing जो होता है अभी तो I think वो भी
Aram
बंद
Nagar
हो
wala
गया.
thing. It's the thing.
I know, but the thing is अभी सारा
If you
online
go to
हो गया
Aram
ना.
Nagar, and if you take some mitti from that Aram Nagar, you will see my blood and sweat there.
I'm very sure.
I mean, there were times when I was doing 8 auditions in a day there. Because that used to happen. Look, there were no auditions from home, and
हाँ मैं
like,
वही बोल
it
रहा था कि
happened
अभी
in
चेंज हो गया अभी सब ऑनलाइन हो गया
at
है.
that time, we used to stand in lines for 4 hours, and the casting director used to come and say, not fit, not fit, not fit.
How demoralizing would that be now?
Yeah. So then it prepares you for a lot in life, I guess. It's a very humbling, it's a very sobering experience.
Takes you down.
He comes and, oh, you're not upmarket enough.
Shit, they say
Yeah,
that?
I've been told that. I mean, of course, I was working in the bank.
Right.
I was still working in the bank. पूरा दिन काम करके मैं Bandra used to stay, and then you're going to Andheri. By the time sometimes you're standing in lines now, you are sweating so much.
Yeah, of course.
Nobody can look upmarket. Upmarket can't look upmarket.
And
So
what's the difference?
You're not upmarket enough. I said, okay.
Let me try to be whatever. But then वो ये फिर definition भी सबका अलग होता है ना. Like how do you define an upmarket person? Or
It's basis, I think what that casting person thinks at that point
Right,
of time.
उसके
That 22-year-old person who's being badgered by everywhere, from this casting head to the production house to the models
Right.
standing in line outside.
Right.
He or she can only do that much, yeah.
Right,
And they can very randomly maybe pick up people they think that might work.
I think there a lot of luck and destiny plays the role.
I think persistence is something that always
वो तो
you
persistence and
forward.
perseverance तो है ही. I have that in the blog.
Yeah, luck और destiny का ना मैं as much as I'm sure I am humble enough to know कि there's always something planned, but जो आपके हाथ में नहीं है ना वो ज़्यादा सोच के फायदा नहीं है.
Right. Amazing. Like I promised, हमारे दो empty
I
blocks.
did win.
You actually won. And for that, I'm not gonna ask you any
Total.
dirty. Yeah. अच्छा, take out and break it. If you like it, you can ask. मजा आया. मेरे 2-4 सवाल गिर गए.
What is
But
this
it's okay.
question?
What is it written?
National crush.
Oh no, I'll tell you. The idea was अभी हर महीने नेशनल क्रश बदलते हैं. डू यू बिलीव इन दिस के व्हेन यू मार्केट योरसेल्फ व्हेन यू आर डूइंग इंटरव्यूज और समथिंग, डू यू समटाइम्स बिलीव के आई थिंक मे बी आई कैन पुट इन मोर एफर्ट्स और फॉर सोशल मीडिया बिकॉज आप अपने व्हेन यू आर पोस्टिंग योर फोटोज ऑल्सो एंड दैट्स वेयर द नेशनल क्रशेज आर डिक्लेयर्ड मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स. सो डू यू सो दिस ब्रिंग्स द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ सोशल मीडिया हियर कि बीइंग मोर एक्टिव या फिर मैं और अपने ज़्यादा फोटोज डालूँ या ज़्यादा कॉन्टेंट बनाऊँ. डू यू फील इट्स रिक्वायर्ड फॉर यू नाउ-a-days, especially for being an actor?
Okay, is it required or not? Look, nowadays what happens is you might be working, but in every field you need to project your work. Because there's so much of show in the market now. If you don't project it well, the fact that we are also sitting here interviewing, it's a
Right.
projection of our work.
Right.
So I can do great work, but if I'm not projecting it, if I'm not really, I don't want to use tom it, but at least it should be known to people that something has come out. I think it's important in the age of information and in this age where there's just too much to consume. You need to stand out.
Right.
Yeah. Do I believe in national crush? Do I believe in
Yeah.
all these tactics? Why not? I mean, people lap it up. I think as much as we take it very seriously, for a lot of people, it's just about sitting on the dining table, having their breakfast, and just scrolling.
Right.
It's entertainment.
You're also feeling exactly giving entertainment and content to them.
So I mean,
all of us do that.
to each his own. As an actor, as a person personally, I would like to contain myself more so that when my projects come out, and I can give myself more to my projects as an actor. So I am not very active that way, but
Yeah, you're not.
But I think if it's used wisely, it's a great way to reach your audience. Ultimately, look what is happening. I make a film for 2 hours. I'm making a content for 1 minute.
Yeah.
You just need to give something worthwhile.
Right.
But just putting it randomly so that you get followers, na, it won't land you anywhere.
इंस्टेंट थोड़ा मिल जाएगा बट देन लॉन्जेविटी नहीं मिल पाती. राइट. अमेजिंग. ऑन दैट नोट, लाइक आई प्रॉमिस्ड, आई एम नॉट गोना लाइक यू वन, तो मैं डेज नहीं देने वाला हूँ, बट आई वांट टू टॉक टू यू अबाउट बम्बई मेरी जान. हाउ डिड यू गेट दैट प्रोजेक्ट एंड लाइक हाउ वाज इट? टेल मी अबाउट इट.
So Bambai Meri Jaan is, I think one of the projects that, you see your life as before something and after something. So Bambai Meri Jaan is like that for me.
अच्छा.
I was working on Inside Edge with Excel,
हाँ.
and Mr. Qasim Jagmagia, who was the creative producer on Inside Edge, was also one of the producers on Bambai.
Right.
And I met him and I said that I want to test for this project because we all knew that a big project is happening here with Amazon. And he said, you test for this, but I'm going to make you meet Mr. Saudagar first, the director.
Achha.
So I met the director. He also met me. I had gone the look. I grew a mustache and stuff. And he met me and he said, test for this. And I tested for that part then, and then so on and so forth I got.
अच्छा.
But the real test for me started once I got the part. Because the script that I tested with was a Hindi script. But ultimately, the final script that I got was all Bombaya
Yeah, the language.
with a lot of curses, with a lot of abusive
Yeah.
words. And, so that was a big learning curve for me. And the idea that we shot this over 3 years,
Yeah.
I mean, we shot this during COVID. We started in Feb 2020, shot for 15 days. First wave happened. The production stalled for close to 8 months. Second wave, we shot for 15 days. Second wave happened. Again, production stalled for 6 months. We again shot for some 40 days,
चला जा रहा.
50 days.
Yeah.
And again, third wave happened. So we completed the shoot in June 2022.
Okay, and released in 23, I guess.
23
released.
September
Yeah,
last year.
yeah.
Just 1 year back, I think.
What's the best compliment you received from someone? Which because I know you received a lot of compliments from Bombay Meri Jaan.
Bombay Meri Jaan?
Yeah. And people keep sharing your, your scenes from the series, or and you keep resharing them.
Compliments as in I'm very grateful, but I think the kind of belief my director had in me with that project, while I was, I cleared the audition, but I was struggling with the language a lot. But I think the best compliment for me, the best, I would say confidence building thing for me happened was when my director said that you are this character and I am not leaving you. So I think that was, that's something that means a lot to me.
Right.
As somebody who comes from outside, if you see people keeping their faith in you and people seeing you for who you are and not just for something that you bring to the table.
Right.
That's something that's very special. So I think that is something that's very special for me from Bombay Meri Jaan, my director believing in me.
Amazing. And on that note, any last message that you want to give to the viewers?
First of all, I mean, thank you so much for everything, for all the love. It's always great, I think, when I get your messages on all the 3 projects, Bombay Meri Jaan, Kala and Tribhuvan Mishra CA Topper. You're a great reason of a dream being completed. I'm an actor and I continue to be an actor because of your support. And I'm never going to take that for granted. Thank you very much.
And thank you so much for joining us. I can't wait to meet you again.
Thank you.
Have more such interviews, more conversations, because बहुत सारी बातें बाकी थी.
Thank
but,
you. ले आना जेंगा अगली बार.
Yeah. बातें करते रहेंगे. It'll be nice.
Now you've seen the house, na? So come.
Yeah. Done.
Come.
Pakka. But again, thank you so much for joining us.